it's not like it used to be.
I'm convinced that this helps to explain how man first reached New Zealand. Just imagine what would happen to a canoe blown off course and lost in the vicinity of, say, the Tuamotus or Marquesas, or the Cook Islands or the Society Islands. Wherever it was, the canoe, like the Joita, would be at the mercy of the prevailing easterlies. If the canoe got as far as, say, Fiji, and was also far enough south, it would be caught up in those variable westerlies and could very easily come ashore in New Zealand. So I'm convinced that the ancestors of the people who lived on the Wairau Bar left the tropics quite unintentionally and came upon New Zealand by accident. In that case, the first man and woman to tread New Zealand soil were the last starving survivors of an epic journey they'd never intended to make. Even the legends of the Great Fleet admit they were lucky to make it. The legends assume the new arrivals planned their voyage and carried proper supplies, and yet the Victorian painters reduced them to skin and bone. I wonder what the same artists would have made of a man and woman who arrived out of the blue in a simple outrigger canoe. But no matter how they got here or where they came ashore, they'd be weak with thirst and hunger. But they probably found their first meal before they reached high water mark, because the rocks were covered with oysters and mussels and sea eggs, and in the sand itself there were pipi and toeroa and paua and other shellfish. But perhaps the most remarkable thing of all about the new and relatively chilly land they'd reached was its endless forests and its countless birds. What a strange encounter it must have been. A handful of castaways arriving exhausted in a virgin land, finding only birds and insects, mountains and forests. There is, of course, no written record of how they came to terms with their newfound land. But there is a record of